Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca. Let's talk about makeup. So today is my penultimate update for the 50 Shades of Brown Project Pan. This is a Pantastic Ladies collab project that was created by Jessica, Amanda, and CeCe. And it runs from April 15th of last year to April 15th of this year. So next month will be the finale for this project. I'm very excited. The point of this project is we roll in 50 products that are in some way connected to the color brown. That can be the color of the product, the color of the packaging, the name, the brand name. I've even gone through the ingredients list to find a connection to the color brown. Pretty much any way we can connect it to the color brown is fair game. So we're not going to be going over all 50 products today. I actually did that in January. I gave you an update on where I was with everything. So if you want an update on the products that I'm not going to be talking about today, you can go back and watch that video. Today we're just going to be talking about the products that I have some significant progress on since the last time I updated. So I do have some rollouts. Unfortunately, two of them I don't have here to share with you, and that's because they were in my empties at the beginning of the month. I filmed with them and then totally forgot to take them out of the basket before it all went in the trash. So those are long gone. If I can find some pictures or some screen caps of the products that I'm talking about, I will put them up on the screen. The two products that I finished that went out with my empties were my NYX Brown Retractable Liner and my Milani Lip Liner in the shade Shoop. Both of them were lovely products. So happy to have gotten them done. The Milani Shoop Lip Liner was a limited edition collab with Salt and Peppa. I have the lipstick that came with it also rolled into this project. I also completed my Salt New York Sneaky Balm in the shade N10. At my last update, I just had a little bit of product left in two of these corners, and that just took I think it was 3 uses. I think I've used it 3 times since the last update, and that finished it off for me. So this came into the project at, 5.75 grams. I used it 25 times in this project. It already had quite a lot of use on it when I rolled it in. I'll see if I can find a picture of how it looked in the beginning. The final weight of this empty pan is 4.12 grams, which means I used a total of 1.63 grams of product in this project, and it is done. I'm so pleased with that. Then I also finished my bottle of the Dear My Dew Tranexamic Acid Serum. This is actually the second bottle that I had rolled into this project. I finished my first bottle of this back in September, and then I had a good stretch where I just wasn't reaching for it. I wasn't doing a whole lot of skincare. Finally replaced it and then rolled it into this project, and it came in at 59.37 grams. I used it a total of 27 times in this project. Then the final weight of this empty bottle is 36.64 grams, which means I used up 22.73 grams in this project, and she's empty. So pleased with that. I really enjoy this little serum. I get it off of Amazon. I think it cost me about $16. It is a Korean serum. I really like mixing this in with my ordinary L-ascorbic acid powder. Yeah, I really like it, and my replacement bottle actually arrived just this afternoon. And then finally I have a rollout for something that was rolled in for a usage goal, and that is my Salt New York highlight. It's called the Salt New York Cream Tint Pro in the shade Beige. This is one of the most beautiful. You can kind of see that dip that I managed to make in this, even though I feel like I use so little product every time I use this that there's hardly been any change in weight, but it is just the most lovely, smooth. It's a gorgeous highlight. Lovely highlight. I'm not huge into highlight to begin with, so I really have to remind myself to reach for a highlight. So I knew there was no way I was going to pan this one, so I rolled it in instead for 30 uses, and I got my 30th use today. So this rolled into the project at 9.38 grams. I used it a total of 30 times, and it is now sitting at 8.80 grams. So that's 0.58 grams of product used up in this project. I am pleased with the progress that I got. It's such a beautiful highlighter. I think I'm going to leave it out so that I can encourage myself to continue to use it. So those are the products that have rolled out. Those are 5 products rolling out. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, the rest of my products I kind of have divided. I have divided into piles. There is a very small pile of things I think I'm going to be able to finish by the end of the project, and then there is a much bigger pile of things that there's just no way. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to continue to use them throughout the duration of the next month just to see how far I can get on them, but chances of actually finishing them, very small. So let's talk about the ones that I actually think I may be able to finish. Now, I'm not 100% sure about these. There are a couple of shades in here that I may not be able to finish, but there are a few that I'm pretty confident that I will. This is my Glamlight and Hershey's Collab Milk Chocolate Palette. It has all of these beautiful, beautiful shades in here. I'm wearing it today along with something else in my inner corner, and I have all of these pans rolled in for 30 uses a piece. We're much further along toward that goal with some of these shades than we are with others. I'm just going to walk you through it real quick. So I have them numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As of my last update, I had used this 16 of 30 times. I have used it an additional 8 times since that update. So we are now sitting at 24 uses out of 30. So another 6 uses and we should have this one complete. And I think that's totally doable. This one here, as of the last update, I had only used it 8 times, and I have used it an additional 5 times since that update. So we're sitting at 13 uses, which means I would need to use it another 17 times between now and April 15th. I don't know how likely that is to happen. I have been wearing makeup maybe 3 times a week. And I have some other eyeshadow palettes that I'm also working on for other projects. So that one, I don't know. It's going to be a stretch to get that one finished by the end of the project. Now this one, as of my last update, I had used it 10 times and I have used it an additional 4 times. So we're sitting kind of in the same boat as we were with the last one. That's an additional 16 uses that I would need to get by the finale. I don't know if it's going to happen. I guess we'll see. It'll be a surprise for both of us. Then for this one here, let's see, as of my last update, I had used this 15 times and I have used it an additional 8 times since that update. So we're sitting at 23 uses on this one, and I should be able to get another 7 uses in by the end of the project. So I'm pretty confident about this one as well. Then we have this beautiful neutral mid-tone brown here. As of my last update, I had used it 12 times. I have used it an additional 6 times since then. So we're sitting at 18 uses with this one. That means I will need 12 uses before the next update in order to meet my goal. That's a little bit more of a stretch than this one or this one, but I think we might be able to do it. I think I might be able to do it. It'll be a squeeze. It'll be a squeeze, but I might be able to do it. Then this last one here, I think this is the one I've used the least. Nope, actually this one is the one I've used the least, but this one is second least. So as of the last update, I had used this 9 times and I have used it an additional 5 times. So we're sitting at 14 uses. That means I need another 16 uses in order to meet my goal on this one. I don't know. Basically, it's the shimmers in this palette that I am struggling to meet my goal on, and we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if I'm able to get there by the end of the project. I have really enjoyed this palette overall. I know it's just a brown palette, but it is just a really, really good brown palette, and I have really enjoyed using it over the course of this project. So we'll see how far I'm able to get on those ones. Another one that I do believe I will be able to finish by the end of the project is my Salt New York Contour. It's the Sculpt and Bronze Cream Tint Pro in the shade Taupe. So this is a very lightweight, sheer, really natural looking contour. I rolled it in for 30 uses in this project. It was one of my later roll-ins, I believe, and so I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to finish it, but as of my last update, I had used this 14 times. I have used it an additional 10 times since then for a total of 24 uses. That means we only need to use it 6 more times in order to hit my goal. As of the last update, it was sitting at 6.16 grams, and after that 10 uses, it is now sitting at 5.77 grams. So good progress on this one, and I think we should be able to get that one done. This is my Holika Honey Blueberry Sleeping Pack. It smells delightful, and we are so close. Do you see how close we are here? I think we're going to be able to get this one done. We are so close. I'm very excited. This is super hydrating. It is definitely a wintertime moisturizer for me. It is more of a nighttime moisturizer, although in the very dead of winter when it is super dry and I'm feeling it a little bit more in the condition of my skin, I will sometimes use this in the morning as well. I don't have a weight on this because this is a very heavy glass jar. I mean, I think we could weigh it now, but when it first rolled in, I couldn't get a weight on my little gram scale. As of my last update, I had used it 27 times, and I have used it an additional 23 times since that update, and we're so close. I'm very excited. I think we should be able to get this one done by the end of the project as well. Really, really nice moisturizer. I think I picked this up from TJ Maxx. If I saw it again, I would consider purchasing another one because this was a really, really nice hydrating wintertime moisturizer for me. Really have enjoyed this one. Another usage goal that I think we will be able to meet is my Kiko Milano bronzer. This is in the shade 06. I had this rolled in for 30 uses. As of my last update, I had used it 11 times and it was sitting at 58.93 grams. I have since used it an additional 15 times and it is currently weighing 58.31 grams. So in total, I have used it 26 out of 30 times. Another 4 uses is not going to be a problem. Last one here. This one's funny, and I wasn't thinking that I was going to be able to finish it, but I do think the end is just around the corner. I sharpened it today and I thought, oh my gosh, we might actually finish this. So this is the ColourPop lip pencil in the shade BFF3. I rolled this in at the beginning, not the beginning. Gosh, when did I roll it? I rolled this in August, I think, last August, and then I promptly lost it in one of my handbags and didn't find it for months. So at the beginning of the year, I hadn't used this a single time, not even once. So as of my last update, I had used it 11 times and it was sitting at 58.93 grams. I have used it an additional 15 times since then, and it is now at 58.31 grams. This is what it's looking like right now. I just sharpened it today. I don't know how far down this goes, but I think we may be able to actually finish this within the next month. I wasn't thinking we were going to be able to, but we're awfully close. We're awfully close. It'll be interesting to see if I'm able to get through all of this product. All right, those are the ones that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to finish. Now here are some that I'm a little bit less confident about, but it will be interesting to see how far I'm able to get on these products before the end of the project. So, okay, so first I've got a hair care product. This is my Joycoat Defy Damage Protective. It's a heat protectant is what it is. I think this is another one that I rolled into the project a little later and then just didn't use it. So as of the last update, I had used this a total of twice. In this project, you can see why I don't think I'm going to be able to get through it. It was sitting at 115.85 grams. I have since used it an additional 7 times and it is now sitting at 112.39 grams. So given how often I heat style my hair and the fact that this was almost completely brand new when I rolled it in, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna still be with us when the project ends. Another one that I have been working on, but man, I've been struggling to get through this one. I've made better progress over this last month than I have probably the entire project since I rolled it in. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Rose Gold. As of my last update, I had only used it 10 times and it was sitting at 48.78 grams. My problem with this is that it looks like the most beautiful, juicy, glassy highlighter, okay? Tiny bit dark on me right now, but during the summertime, I was just so sure I was gonna get a ton of use out of this. I thought I'll use it on my body. We'll get through it super fast, no problem. This thing sparkles, like I have just covered myself with glitter in direct sunlight. I really was not enjoying this at all. It was just too sparkly, way too sparkly for my face, and even too sparkly on my body, to be honest. I felt like, who do I think I am? Where do I think I'm going? With glitter rubbed all over me. It's just not me. So I had only gotten 10 uses on this. As of the last update, it was sitting at 47.78 grams after that measly 10 uses. I have managed to use it 16 times since the last update, and that is because I have started adding it into a body oil that I have been using and a body moisturizer. I know it's a little bit of a cheat. Especially because I generally am applying these things before bed. I'm just getting glitter on my sheets. Nobody's seeing it. So I know this is a little bit of a cheat, but it's honestly the only way I can really see myself going through it. I have gone out on a limb and used it a few times on my face, especially while the weather is very overcast. It's a lot more diffused light. I don't get quite as much sparkle, but I don't know. I feel like it enhances texture a little bit. It's just a little bit too metallic for my face. I do not love it. I will continue to use it, but it's definitely going to be in the capacity of something I'm adding to a body oil or a body moisturizer just to get through it. So I have used it 16 times since the last update, and it is now at 47.34 grams. I'm not exactly sure how much product there is in here, but there's enough. There's enough that I really don't think this is going to be an empty before the end of the project. We're just going to keep doing our best. We'll see how far we get, and hopefully at some point I will get it done. So here's one I thought that I was going to be able to finish. I thought this is going to be easy. I will totally be able to finish this, and I don't know if that's going to happen now. It might. Okay, so this is a little mini of the Huda Beauty matte liquid eyeshadow. This is in the shade Cinnamon Toast. I have kind of been trading it on and off with another eyeshadow primer that I've been using. This is much deeper and has a very strong red undertone, so I have to pair it with the right eyeshadow look in order for it to work as an eye primer. I have used it a few times as a blush, and although the blend, you have to blend fast in order to get that to work as a blush, but when I do use it in that way, it's the longest lasting blush I have ever experienced in my life because it sets down and goes nowhere. I really like these matte liquid shadows from Huda. I'm pretty sure that they have been discontinued at this point, but I really felt like because of the tiny little size, I was sure that I would be able to get this finished by the end of the project, but I've had to rehydrate it. I've already had to rehydrate it, and I may have to rehydrate it again over this next month. It'll be interesting, to say the least. There's definitely some windowing going on here, so I don't know. I might be able to finish it by the end of the project, but I thought I would be done with it a couple months ago. It just keeps going and going and going. So I guess that's impressive, but at the same time, I don't know if I can get it done. As of the last update, I had used this 14 times in this project, and it was sitting at 11.59 grams. I've used it an additional 7 times over the last month, and it's now at 11.52 grams. So I think part of the problem with this is that it is so highly pigmented, and you only need the tiniest bit, regardless of whether I'm using it on my eyes or my cheeks, what have you. I have to use very little product. As you can tell by the tiny change in weight, I don't know. It's anyone's guess. I think this one is a little bit of a toss-up. So again, it'll be a surprise for both of us. Here is another one that I don't believe I will be able to finish within the next month. I have gotten quite a lot of use out on this, but I kind of paused my usage of this. This is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47. This is the tinted version. I really enjoy this. It is a wonderful wintertime sunscreen for me because it is so hydrating. And I do need a little bit more of that during the wintertime because the climate I live in is very dry. I mean, it's very dry year round, but it gets real dry during the wintertime. I kind of paused my usage of this because I had my Naturium Dew Glow SPF was about to expire, and I didn't want to waste the last product I had in that tube. So I actually stopped using this for a couple months while I finished that up. And I think that's the reason why we're probably not going to get through this one. However, I have used it quite a bit over the last couple of weeks since I finished my Naturium SPF. So as of my last update, I had used this 25 times in this project, and it was sitting at 124.91 grams. I have used it an additional 15 times, and it is now at 112.39 grams. So I think I've got at least half a bottle of this left. So I think the chances of me being able to finish this by the end of the project are pretty slim, unless I were to overuse it to complete it, and that's just not something that I'm willing to do. I kind of feel like the economy and the conscious usage of my products that I'm trying to achieve through my panning projects and trying to finish products up runs counter to the whole idea of overusing a product simply to have it done by an arbitrary deadline. So I will continue to use this as I normally would any sunscreen, and we'll see how far I get before the project is over. I have 3 more things to talk about. One of them is the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick. This is in the shade Mink. We're not getting through all of that in the next month. That's not happening. At the same time, I'm not sad about that, especially because I just saw ABH's new drop of their new contour sticks, and I'm super not excited about them. It's supposed to be a sheer dewy finish. I don't know about you, but I do not want a dewy contour. That is like it's on the bottom of my list of things that I want is a dewy contour, especially because I can't help but think it's going to move. It's going to move, or it's going to transfer, or it's going to fade. The idea of a dewy contour, that is not up my alley. So I'm a little worried that her releasing those new contours means this one is going to be discontinued. And if it is, I'm going to be sad. I might actually have to pick up a backup. I really enjoy this contour. I didn't wear a ton of contour at the beginning of the year. Well, okay, to be perfectly honest, the beginning of the year I spent a lot of time sick, so I wasn't using a lot of makeup at all. And when I was wearing makeup, I was not living the contour life, okay? We were not doing the full glam thing. So as of my last update, I had used this 30 times in this project and it was sitting at 33.7 grams. And I have used it an additional 13 times over the last month, which puts us at 33.42 grams for this product. I'll see if I can get a picture for you so you can see the progress we've made, which it has been a fair amount of progress since rolling this in. But yeah, we're not getting through that in the next month. At the same time, I'm not terribly sad about it just because I really, really enjoy this product. I like having it in my collection. It is not terribly old in my collection. And so I'm not in a huge hurry to finish it. Next, we have the Shoop lipstick. I actually think I rolled this in for 30 uses. And if that is the case, I have to go back. I have to go back. Okay, I'm going to tell editing Rebecca, go back and check what my usage goal was for this lipstick. Because I know I was not as crazy as to think I was going to pan this whole thing. I was not going to finish this lipstick. This is a Milani lipstick in the shade Shoop. It came with the lip liner that I finished last month. It is a really pretty 90s pinky brown. I'm wearing it today, although it has faded a little bit since I applied it. It's a really pretty color. I really enjoy this lipstick, really nice texture. It's very comfortable. It's pretty long wearing. I have really enjoyed this. As of my last update, I had only used it 9 times and it was weighing 23.64 grams. I've used it additional 10 times over the last month. So that is a total of 19 uses. So if it was a 30 use goal, that gives me, I need to use it 11 more times in order to finish it. I might be able to do that. I might be able to do that, people. It is currently weighing 23.55 grams. Yeah, I guess this one is possible. I don't know if it's going to happen, but this one is possible. If my usage goal is what I think it is, this one is possible. I might actually get this done by the end of the project. That's exciting. Here's another one I was so sure I was going to be able to finish, but I don't know. I don't think it's happening, y'all. This is the Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner Stick in the shade Cafe au Lait. I use this as an eye primer. I am wearing it today underneath all of this eyeshadow. This is a really, really nice eyeshadow stick. Works really, really well as a primer. I have some pictures of my progress on this one, so I will put those up for you to take a look at them. When I first rolled it in, it was weighing 8.81 grams. I had used this 63 times as of my last update in this project. I have used it an additional 9 times since the last update. I would have used it more times, but I was putting my makeup away, put it in the wrong drawer, and couldn't find it. So I have gotten 9 uses on this since my February update, and it is sitting at 5.56 grams. We've gotten so far and there's so little left, but yeah, I think that is more product that I'm going to be able to finish within the next month. Even if I used it every single day, I still don't think we'd completely get through it. So close, y'all. That one hurts a little bit. That one hurts a little bit. Okay, last product here. This is my Ordinary L-Ascorbic Acid Powder. This is for mixing my own little vitamin C cocktail. We've actually made quite a lot of progress. It's hard to see because it's white, but I've made a fair amount of progress into this jar, but that's, given how much I use on a daily basis, that's more than I could possibly use over the next month. So this is another one that we've made good progress on, but I don't think it's going to be finished by the end of the project. I went through a good stretch of time where I was really very inconsistent with my skincare. So as of my last update, I had only used this 33 times, and it was sitting at 101.19 grams. Over the last month, I've done so much better with my skincare. I used this a total of 23 times, and it is now at 97.45 grams. So there's a total of 56 uses in this project. That is a lot of use. We made a lot of progress. But yeah, there's a lot of product in here. So it's not going to be done. It's not going to be done by the end of the project, but I should be able to finish it. I'm guessing I should be able to finish this by summertime if I continue using it as consistently as I have been, which is a big if, let's be honest. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be empty next month. In any case, looking at all of these, so far we are at 23 of 50 products finished, which is almost half of them. And I will admit that's not quite as many as I was hoping to have finished when I started the project. However, I do remember that in my first update for this project, I mentioned that I wasn't going to hedge my bets on my goals for fear that I wouldn't be able to finish something. But that if I could finish 30 products in this project, that I would really consider that a win. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it to 30. It's not stellar numbers, but that's still quite a lot of products that I have used up. Some of them I don't know that I would have, to be honest, had I not rolled them into this project. So we will see how far I am able to get on some of these other products between now and April 15th. I will see you then to find out what the final tally is. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.